Hello, everyone, and welcome. There's usually about a 30-second delay from the time that I start speaking until you actually hear me. So I am going to hang tight for just a little bit. I want to make sure that you can see me. So when you hop on and you're around, if you're and you're watching, if you can just make a little comment, let me know that you're here and you're watching, and maybe where you're watching from. And yeah, just anything you want to share with me, just so I know, hey, you can see me, you can hear me. Usually in my fitness classes, I always say, give me a thumbs up if you can see me and hear me. So you can maybe do a little thumbs up. Hey, Vicky, nice to see you. That's great. People are starting to come on. That's wonderful. I was hoping that it would pop up on my phone that I was live, but it's not doing that. Maybe because it's myself. I don't know. Hey, oh, there it is. Look at that. So, hey, Tara. Hi, Karen. Oh, I'm starting to see some numbers popping in. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Now, are you guys getting captions? I'm getting captions. I didn't know I could do captions. I've just learned something. So that's wonderful. I'm happy with captions. I'm really happy with that. So hopefully everybody can see me okay. I do have my internet now. I have been working on this over the last little while in my studio. It's no longer connected to Wi-Fi. So I am really hoping that I don't glitch out at all. So please let me know if I do get glitchy at all. Hopefully it won't last too long. If it does, and this is just a little bit of logistics. So sometimes that tends to happen, and it may not be mine, it might be yours. Sometimes we don't know. This is the world these days. We have all this, electronic world that we live in, and sometimes we got to deal with some things that's not always, it doesn't always work out great. So yeah, so seeing some more. Lynn, hello. Oh my goodness, friend, it's so good to see you here. Joyce, so nice to see you. It's really great to see everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to hang tight for another 20 seconds, and hopefully we'll see the rest of the people pop up. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited about this because I've had a lot of people asking me what I did to lose my weight. And for those of you that don't know or didn't know me a couple of years ago, back in 2018, it was when my youngest went back to school. I said, okay, that's it. I was say about a good 50 pounds heavier. And I was determined I was going to make some changes. And I didn't quite do them right at first. I made some mistakes along the way. And it's funny because this is my job. This is what I do, right? And this is what I try to stress to people as well, is that we all know what we're supposed to be doing. You all know what you're supposed to be doing, right? But sometimes we just can't get out of our own way to really make the changes happen. So that's what I'm going to be talking about, is some of the changes that I made, some of the things we really need to do when that motivation is kind of, because that's what happens, right? Especially February, right? Anybody else right around, mid-February, we're kind of like, I'm not as motivated anymore. Those New Year's goals that we had, they're just too hard. I'm trying to make sure my bra strap isn't showing here. They're not as important anymore. We're bored with them, right? That's a big thing. A lot of times we just get bored with our goal. It's like, oh, it's not happening fast enough, or maybe it was happening and now you're bored with the process and you don't want to be, doing that anymore. So that's what we're going to talk about, because, to be honest, and you all know this, 2, 3, 4, 6 weeks is not going to make significant changes. It's not going to make lifetime lifestyle changes. It's probably going to give you some great results. 6 weeks can give you fantastic results. But if you just go back after the 6 weeks or the 8 week or whatever program you decided to do, or whatever you decided, once you're done, if you just go back to your normal lifestyle, you're going to be right back in the same situation, right? And please give me a thumbs up, maybe a heart, maybe a thumbs down, anything, if that's ever happened to you. If you've gone in, you've gone hard, you've worked really hard, you made some significant changes, and you kind of got bored and you didn't want to do it anymore, and you decided, nah, that's enough for me, and then you started going back to some of and it may have even happened slowly, where it's like a little bit here and a little bit here, and that slippery slope where you start coming back in, and then all of a sudden, here you are, and you're right back to where you started. It's like, oh, and you swore to yourself, when you made those changes and you felt good, I am never going to let myself get back there again, right? right? How many of us have said that? I would love to know if you've ever said that to yourself, that you've made changes and you promised yourself you were never going to let yourself get back in that place again. And then you find yourself there, right? Vicki, yeah, totally me. I've done it. I've done it a couple of times in my life. So I'm going to hop over. I have a bit of a slideshow. I'm still going to be on the screen. This just kind of keeps me on track because those of you that know me know that I'm a little bit of a babbler. So you don't want to listen to me babble too much. So just having a bit of a slideshow keeps me on track, or else I just go, woo, tangents. I'm probably still going to go on tangents, no promises whatsoever. So let's see. Let's hope that I can make this work. Share screen, application window, slideshow. Yay, I hope that works. I'm really hoping that's working. So we are going to do a masterclass, New Year's goals forgotten, what to do instead. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. So this is me. I am a personal training specialist. I am a certified personal trainer. I am a nutrition and wellness specialist, a healthy eating and weight loss coach, a pre and postnatal fitness specialist, and a yoga teacher. And as of hopefully this upcoming week, if I pass all my exams and all that sort of stuff, I will also be a certified TRX instructor. I did a workshop last week, and all my class participants know all about it because I was in pain for about 5 days, and it's a lot of work. So once I hopefully pass that exam, then I will be a certified TRX instructor as well. At the end of this presentation, I am going to be doing a draw for a 1-month fitness class membership. So if you're interested in that, you have to be here in order to win. And I would love to be able to give somebody, and this is what I'm going to do as well, because, you know, I think, is it this week or last week? Last week was the random acts of kindness. I am going to allow you, you can keep it for yourself, or you can give it to a friend. If you have somebody who you love very much that you really feel that could benefit from the fitness classes, and you win and you would like to give that membership to your friend, you're more than welcome to do that. All right, so a little bit more about me besides all the little certifications that I have. This is more important, right? The certifications are one thing. It tells you that I know what I'm talking about. I like to think I know what I'm talking about. My favorite sentence in the entire English language, probably next to "I have money for you," is, "Deborah, you were right." That's honestly, I go, oh, I get it right every now and then. So more than my certifications, more important is a little bit about me. I am 47 years young. I am a mom of 3. My daughter is almost 17 years old, which just, I can't even believe, because 17 was just like a few years ago for me. I don't know how I have a daughter that's 17 years old. And then I have 2 little boys that are 8 and 9. So life's a little busy. I am a business owner. Obviously, I am the founder and owner of Journey to Wellness. I am a Nova Scotia-based company, except now I am with this whole new virtual world. I now see people all over the world. I'm training people privately with my online programs and with my fitness classes. I have people tuning in from all over the world. I am a foodie. I love food. I love healthy food, but I also like junk food. And I am such a foodie. I love the smell of food. I love the sound that food makes. I'm one of those weird people that close their eyes when they eat food. That's me. I'm a total foodie, healthy, unhealthy, so I have to be careful. I am a coffee addict, and here's a little thing you probably didn't know, especially for those of you that know how much of a coffee addict I am. I did not start drinking coffee until after my 3rd child was born. 8 years ago. So I never drank coffee my entire adult life until after my 3rd was born. So something about having 3 kids, you just need coffee. Just need coffee. 2 more things about me. I once had a 6-pack. I was a cheerleader for the Calgary Stampeders. We were training a lot. We were practicing lots. We had to sign into the gym so many days a week. And I was also once 50 pounds overweight, not that long ago, only a couple of years ago. Even as a trainer, I was still what I would consider about 50 pounds overweight. And I'm going to tell you right now, and this is the best thing that I can tell you, having the 6-pack and being 50 pounds overweight, neither one of them were lifestyles that I enjoyed. Obviously, the 50 pounds overweight was very uncomfortable. My feet would hurt. I was teaching fitness classes. I was doing a lot of activities. I had 3 children, and I felt like I was hurting all the time. I was really uncomfortable. I didn't like getting my picture taken, and I was supposed to be the picture of health, and I carried it well. A lot of people say, "No, you weren't 50 pounds overweight." Well, I did lose 50 pounds in between 6 to 8 months, and yeah, so there's definitely a difference. And honestly, the 6-pack Yeah, it was great to have. It was very short-lived, especially as a woman. Men, it's a little bit easier. Women, it's very, very difficult to maintain a six-pack and still live a life, right? And that's what I didn't have. I didn't have any sort of life when I had that six-pack. It was just training, watching every single thing I put in my mouth, and it was just not fun. Okay. So you are in the right place if you've made some goals at the beginning of the year, but you've forgotten all about them now. You're a perpetual program starter. I'm on a program. And you can ask, probably family members, friends, a spouse, a partner, they'll be able to tell you if you're a perpetual program starter. If you don't think you are, you just ask somebody, they'll tell you if you are or not. But most times you don't see it through, and maybe you do, but then of course you fall back into some old habits. You start and then give up on your fitness plans, goals. You feel motivation and desire draining over the last few weeks. As I said, that's pretty common. This time of year, around the end of February, we start to lose a little bit of that desire, or you just want an extra kick in the pants, right? If you just feel you want an extra kick in the pants, that's what I'm here for tonight. I'm hoping that I can do that for you. I am your official kicker in the pants person. So I was trying to think of a name for this webinar, this masterclass, and this was one of the ones I thought, and I would love somebody's take on this one, what you thought about it. Steps to take when your goals aren't important anymore. That's kind of harsh, isn't it? And does anybody ever feel that way sometimes, and that's something I even ask of my clients when they say, oh, I just haven't been motivated the last couple of weeks. And I've asked them, I'm like, are your goals still important? Because sometimes that's an honest question. Sometimes you realize that the goals you have are really not that important. And that's when you have to take a serious look at what's happening and figure out, okay, if my goals are important, if your knee-jerk reaction, your gut instinct is to say, no, hell yeah, no, my goals are definitely still important to me, then you need to seriously sit down and ask yourself, well, why do I keep falling off? Why am I making these unhealthy choices? Why am I stuffing my face full of junk food right now? Why am I choosing to sit on the couch and Netflix instead of get the workout done that I promised myself and I promised Deb I was going to do? Are my goals no longer important to me? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. So that was kind of one of my options. I was thinking about calling this, but I thought it was a little harsh. So there's my website there if anybody wants to maybe take a screen capture of that. We'll talk about that later. And if you have a pen and paper, that might be handy to have tonight. So for those of you that were with me in January, bear with me for about 30 seconds. These are some of the small actionable goals that we were talking about. We really talked about that difference between motivation and habit, and that there's a really critical time between those two phases. And that's where discipline comes in, right? It's where the motivation is starting to wear off. We're motivated when we sign up, and that's extremely short-lived. That motivation could last 15 minutes. You might sign up and go, oh shit, what did I do? I hope nobody minds a little slip swear word every now and then. And so it's, oh my goodness, what did I do? That they obviously haven't become habits yet. So there's that discipline. And we really talked about how small actionable goals is going to get you there. And so it was more general. And tonight I'm going to get a little bit more specific about some of the specific things I did and what I really feel you have to do and what I tell my clients all the time. And where I really see people making those changes, these are the things that they do. So just really quickly, the small changes are usually the easiest and can sometimes be the most important. It doesn't have to be some monster, big, humongous change. Sometimes taking small, actionable goals, little tiny steps along the way is going to get you where you want to be. You want to start with something that's easy for you, then build up. So for me, getting up early in the morning is easy. For you, you may be like, you're crazy, Deb, I'm not getting up early. But you can drink 3 liters of water a day. That might be an easy thing for you. Start with that, because then you're going to build on those successes. As you're successful, you're going to want to keep building up on those. You want to create some hard to miss cues. So if you're going to drink the water, maybe it's filling up 3 or 4 bottles of water in the fridge. You're going to fill those up. That's going to be a hard to miss cue, right? You want to make the changes as easy as possible. I put the 10 minutes there. That's what I talk about with exercise. If you're looking at it and you go, oh no, I've got to do a 60-minute workout. I got to do an hour workout. Are you kidding me? No, start with 10 minutes. That's all you have to do. Start with 10. Generally what happens after you get to 10 minutes, you want to keep going. You're feeling better and you're okay with going. But all you need to promise yourself is I'm going to do 10 minutes and see what happens from there. If you get to 10 minutes and you're still hating every second of it, well, stop. At least you've done 10 minutes. It's better than 0. But 99% of the time after the 10 minutes, you're going to be motivated to keep going because you're going to be feeling better. You want to make a specific action plan to make it more enjoyable or to make it something you look forward to. And this is some of the things that I've done that I'm going to talk about. And of course, find someone to hold you accountable if you feel you can't do it yourself. I felt very fortunate that I am somebody who can usually hold myself accountable, but I need to get my head wrapped around it. And you let me know if you're one of those people. Make a comment and let me know if you're one of those people that really feel like you either can or can't hold yourself accountable. But when you do, when you're ready, you're like really friggin' ready. Like nothing stands in your way when you're ready. And that's really where it needs to be. I have a lot of people that sign up for my programs and then they try to get family members or a sister or a friend or something like that to sign up. And I usually recommend, I'm like, don't push anybody. You're ready. That's why you signed up, because you're really ready and you're seeing significant changes. And they're not quite ready. They're not there. And I see that a lot where somebody will sign up just because a friend convinced them to. And a lot of times they sign up and they disappear just because they weren't ready. So, let me know if you're one of those people that you really just need to be ready in order to make the changes. So we talk about a goal setting worksheet is how do you view yourself with this specific goal? This is one of the big, big things. If you see yourself as a failure, if you see yourself as somebody who always fails when they're doing a program, then guess what? You're going to keep failing. If you sign up for something or you say, okay, I'm going to sign up for these fitness classes or I'm going to start eating healthy, but you know what? I always fall off at 2 weeks, always. At the end of 2 weeks, I always fall off. If that's the language that you use, if that's how you speak about yourself, guess what's going to happen at the end of the 2 weeks again? You're going to fall off again. So it's about changing that internal dialogue. It's about changing the language. It's like, I am a healthy and fit individual. It's not I'm going to be. It's I am a healthy and fit individual. I make good choices. I am strong. I am healthy. And when you keep speaking that to yourself, at first you're going to feel like a fraud. At first it's going to feel like, yeah, white bro, whatever. But eventually you keep talking like that to yourself. You keep speaking to your inner child that way, and it's going to happen. It has to. It has to. But it takes consistency. It takes discipline. And we're going to talk more about discipline like we did last month. What are the main obstacles that can get in your way? This is really important. If you don't plan ahead, things are going to pop up. Things are going to happen that are going to get in your way. And sometimes the best laid plans, there's still going to be things that are going to pop up that you're not going to expect. But the more you plan ahead of time as to, okay, what are some specific goals? What are some specific obstacles, that are going to get in the way of my goal? And when you can really think about those and you can work towards those and you can kind of figure out, okay, what's my solution to that obstacle? And you're prepared ahead of time, you're going to be much more likely to overcome that hurdle. So what are the pre-planned solutions? What can I say or do when I don't feel like doing it? Maybe it's that, is my goal not important to me anymore? Why is maybe not even is my, say, okay, I don't want to exercise. Why is my goal not important to me at this moment? If your knee-jerk reaction is to say, but it is important, well, get off your butt and get moving. And honestly, I know that sounds harsh, but when people ask me, and I'm gonna say not a nice word. When people say to me, if I say anything and I'm swearing and you don't like it, either let me know or please, don't stay on and listen to me swear or anything like that. If you're not comfortable, I'm okay if you leave the meeting. But people ask me, Deb, what did you do to lose weight? And I go, I got my head out of my frigging ass. That's exactly what I did. And that's what I need you to do. And I know it sounds harsh and I know it sounds mean. And, we're supposed to be talking to our inner child and speak really nicely and that sort of thing. But sometimes you have to go, no, enough is enough. Get your frigging head out of your ass. Sorry. That's just what it takes sometimes. There. Webinar's over. Bye-bye. No. Whew, all that. Did you write all that down? Get my head out of my ass. All done. And the other one is, of course, what can you ask of your family and friends? Now, if you're like me, I didn't really tell anybody what I was doing for the first few weeks. I kind of wanted to get started and just do it on my own and get things figured out. And then I started to let people know what I was doing. And honestly, and I'm going to talk about this when I get into it, I really made sure I was surrounding myself with supportive people. Now, you can't kick out your family. You can't get rid of your family necessarily. So there are certain things that you can, talk to your partner about or talk to your family about. But when it came to friends or people that I was socializing with on the weekends, I really made sure that I kept myself around very supportive people that I knew that weren't going to be like, oh, come on. Oh, come on. Why don't a drink, have a drink. Are you sure you don't want any? Do you want seconds? Do you want, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, if you are one of those people, stop being one of those people. If you're one of those people that, you have a friend that's trying to do something and you're like, oh, come on, but it's my birthday. You have to have a piece of cake. Are you sure you don't want to drink? Come on. Oh, right. You're eating healthy. You're not drinking. If you're one of those people, you need to stop. Okay. You're not being helpful. And it's really important that when you're around people that are trying to make significant changes, they need support. And the same thing goes for you. If you are somebody who really needs that support, try to surround yourself with those people. And if you have the saboteurs in your life, you may need to step away from them for a while. Hopefully they'll see what's happening and they'll understand, and then they'll be a little bit more supportive of you. So it's definitely something, and this all takes discipline. All of this stuff takes discipline. Remember last month we talked about it. What happens between motivation and habits? It could take months or a year to start developing habits. In between that is discipline. Okay, this is absolutely vital. Everything comes down to this, because there's going to be times you don't want to exercise, and there's going to be times that you want to eat junk food, and there's going to be times that you want to, I'm taking a break, or I'm treating myself. I have somebody said to me, I'm just treating myself. I'm like, you're treating yourself? How many days have you actually been working on this? It's been like 4 days. You can't treat yourself yet. So just keep that in mind, okay, that a lot of this comes from discipline. Okay. So what is the one thing you absolutely need to stop doing to stay on track? Does anybody know what it is? Absolutely the one thing that you need to do, that you need to stop doing to stay on track. If anybody has been in any of my online programs, we see it almost every Monday. Almost every Monday, somebody will comment on it. Anybody? Can you guess? Okay, so I taught a class. And I'm going to tell you what it is, but here's my little story with it. I was teaching a class a couple of weeks ago, and I babble a lot during my classes, because I'm trying to keep everybody entertained, and I'm laughing at myself, and we're cracking jokes and that sort of thing. And I was talking about, okay, guys, enough with falling off the wagon every single weekend. Keep your shit firmly in your wagon on the weekends. And I have a virtual assistant who does some of my social media stuff, some of the general stuff that gets posted. And she cracks up laughing, and she was talking to me one day, and she's like, I finally, because she attends my classes, and she's like, finally, I just said, I have to have a pen and a piece of paper next to me whenever I take Deb's classes, because she says some of the most bizarre things. But when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, that really makes sense. So this was one of the things I said one night. If you keep falling off the wagon, build a wagon with higher sides. Now, I might have said a few little curse words. I may have not said it so elegantly. This is how she interpreted it. If you keep falling off the wagon every single weekend, you need to build a wagon with higher sides so your shit stops falling out of the wagon. Stop falling off the wagon, falling off the wagon. This is the number one thing that you need to stop doing in order to see significant changes. And I know it's hard, because weekends are hard, because that's when we sort of socializing. That's when our schedules may be a little bit different. If you work during the week, your schedule might be different on the weekend. There's more relaxing. Maybe we sleep in and our schedule's off a little bit. It's so easy to fall off on the weekend. But if you work really hard from Monday through Thursday and you fall off the wagon for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you're not going to see the changes you want to see. It takes consistency. It takes discipline, takes blah, 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 any word that you want to put in there. That's what it takes in order to do that. So if you keep falling off the wagon every single weekend, you're not going to see the changes. So if you want to see changes, keep your crap in your wagon on the weekends. All right? I promise I will keep my crap firmly in my wagon every weekend. And do a plan if you have to. Sit down on Thursday night and go, okay, I've done really good Monday through Thursday. The weekend's coming. How am I going to be a very healthy person this weekend? What do I need to do? Do I need to prep a little bit of food? Do I need to buy a few extra vegetables? Do I need to have things planned? Do I need to plan my meals? Is there a social event that I'm going to, or whatever it happens to be? You figure it out. You make a plan to keep yourself into that wagon on the weekends. Okay. So that's the number one. Number one, if you can do anything at all that will make changes, it will be staying more consistent and not falling off on the weekends. Now, I'm not saying you can't have any fun ever again, but if you have a habit of every single weekend, then the changes aren't going to happen. All right. Again, funny how this word keeps coming up, isn't it? Discipline, discipline, discipline. And I know there's some negative connotations that come with the word discipline, but we can put a positive spin on it. Is I am disciplined. Ever since last March, can you imagine that this has been going on for almost a year? This was one of the things I kept, stressing to people over and over and over again, is that there's so much that goes on in this world that we have no control over. We can't control what our government says. We can't control a virus. We can't control what restrictions are in place right now. There's a lot of stuff we don't have control over. So what you need to do is you need to say, what do I have control over? I have control over how I eat. Sometimes you may not feel like you do, but you do. You have control over that. I have control over how I move my body. Even if you have physical ailments or an injury or something, you still have control over whether you're going to get off your butt and move or not. You have control over that, but it takes the discipline to do it. All right. So we figure out the things that we do have control over and we hold on to those and we make sure we control them with everything we have. So here's my top 10. All right. So here's my top 10 tips. And then I'm going to get into my actual plan that I did, my routine. And I mean, I could go into a million specifics. If you have any specifics on any of my tips, on any of my suggestions, on any of my routine, please just comment, because I'm okay going a little off here and there. I want to keep this within an hour, but if you have questions, then just please comment. That's what I want to be here for. I want to be here to answer questions, and some of them I might save until the end. So there was a couple comments here. I'm going to make a poster of that. Kathy, are you talking about the wagon? If it is, I'll send you the actual image. And she's like, Vicky's, that's totally me. When I'm in, I'm in. Yeah, exactly. Rosalind, when I'm ready, it's much easier to change, right? We have to be ready. We have to, getting your head wrapped around it is the first thing. That's an awesome quote. Social life. What's that these days? I know, right? Social? What's social? I don't understand social. All right, so here's my top 10. Just start. Bleep perfection. You do not have to have the perfect clothes, the perfect runners, the perfect space, the perfect workout equipment, the perfect machines, the perfect family, the perfect food, the perfect stocked fridge, the perfect water bottle, Stop. Right? Get up in your jammies and by the side of your bed and move your body. Do push-ups at your kitchen counter. Do ballet plie squats at your kitchen counter. Do jumping jacks. Run up and down your stairs. Every time you go up your stairs, run back down and run up again. Just start. All right? Stop worrying about perfection. There's never going to be a perfect time. I don't know if anybody told you that about getting married, about having children. If you wait for the perfect time, it'll never happen, because it's true. There's always, that is life. That is the life we live in. There is always going to be something in your way. Always. And if that depresses you, if that brings you down, if that frustrates you, that it's go back to the get our head out of our butt, right? Because that's the way life is. There's obstacles. There's always going to be some shit that gets in our way, that wants to pull us down. And when you think you're like, woo, I'm doing good, something's going to happen. And it's how you overcome that. It's what you have to do. Right? I'm going to tell you, I'm stressed. Here's some days. Those workouts save me. They absolutely save me, because there's days I don't feel like exercising. And there's some days that I don't know if I wasn't the instructor, if I'd actually be doing it. I don't know. So, but just do it. Just do it. Go on YouTube, look for a YouTube video. Sign up for some of my fitness classes. I'll be there babbling away, yelling at you. Find something, but just get up and move. Don't worry about perfection anymore. Please stop trying to outrun your fork. You cannot exercise off a bad meal. You cannot eat junk food and say, I'm going to exercise more tomorrow. It just doesn't work that way. Our body is constantly storing and burning, storing and burning. It's not like your body's a calculator. Wouldn't that be so easy if you could just say, okay, I ate this much and I burned off this much and there's a deficit. Okay, let's get rid of a pound of body fat. It doesn't work that way. So you can't outrun your fork. So you have to make sure that you're eating well. And generally, a lot of times we don't eat enough. And that's with a lot of my programs. That's the first thing that people say. They're like, am I allowed to eat all this? Yes, yes, you are. And sometimes people don't believe me. And then all of a sudden they're losing weight and they're losing inches and they're like, oh, it actually works. Back to that. Deb, you were right. I know. I love it when that happens. Schedule your workouts. Make an appointment with yourself. Whether it's a fitness class schedule. If anybody wants my fitness class schedule, I can post that. Actually put these workouts into your calendar and keep them just like you would any other appointment. Plan and prep. Good days start with organized evenings. And this is something that I really can't stress enough is get everything together and organized in the evenings. Maybe it's your food packed up in your fridge if you go to work, or just have some things prepared in your fridge. Water bottles ready, your clothes by the side of your bed, your sneakers by the side of your bed, whatever it happens to be. A good day really does start with an organized evening where you're organized. You've got a nice bedtime routine. You go to bed at a decent hour. That's really important because the better sleep you have, the more likely you are going to be to get up and do what you need to do during the day. And I promise you, when I review journals of my clients, when people are tired, that is usually when we fall off fastest. That's when we fall off the wagon, right? So one of our sides that we're building on the wagon is a good night's sleep. It's an organized evening. These are all things that are building up the sides of your wagons, okay? It's the prep, it's the plan, it's the sleep, it's the organization. These are our walls that you're building. These are the sides of your wagon that you're building up to create that higher wagon. Remove the junk. Oh, just get rid of it. Just stop buying it. Honestly, I know if it's in my house, I will hunt that stuff down and I will find it when I need it. So if it's not there, you can't eat it. Okay. And you can be pissed off at me or pissed off at yourself or your partner for not having it in the house. But you know what? Deal with it. Get your head out of your butt. Deal with it. You don't need it. You just want it. You're craving it. You need to figure out something else to do. Go brush your teeth. Go work out for 5 minutes. Go, maybe watch a show. Unless you're somebody who likes to eat while you're watching shows, then maybe you need to get yourself away from the show. So figure those things out. But just remove the junk from your house. Don't buy it. Drink 3 to 4 liters of water a day. This is going to be big for some people. For anybody that drinks like 1 or 2 cups of water a day, I drink about 4 or 5 of these at least a day. Don't start with 4 liters right off the get-go. I do recommend over the first week, maybe go 2.5 to 3 to 3.5. And it really depends on the climate that you're in, how warm or cold it is, and of course the amount of exercise you do. I can drink 4 liters easy on days I exercise. I get about my 3 liters in on days that I'm not exercising. Avoid liquid calories. So that's your booze, that's your alcohol, that's your juice, that sort of stuff. Try to avoid that as much as you can. Cut out starches in the evening. So this is my top 10, right? This is not the be all end all. Don't feel like this is the be all end all of everything. I'm just telling you my top 10 tips that to help you really make significant changes. Okay. So you can take or leave. You don't have to do all of these. You can pick a few. Go back to my previous comment where I said, pick things that are easy for you. Find the things that are easy for you. Okay. So cutting out starches in the evening, rice, pasta, cereal, bread, no sugar. Just get rid of sugar. And I know that's tough, but the only way, and I'm sorry, I'm so sorry to tell you this, the only way to get rid of sugar cravings is to go cold turkey, to cut it out. Having a little bit here and a little bit there and a little bit there, you're never going to get rid of the cravings. I'm sorry. Don't shoot the messenger. Use a smaller plate as the day goes on. This was huge. This was huge for me, and it made such a significant change in everything in my mentality when I went, my dinner plate in the evening is going to be my smallest meal of the day. And I know that completely flips everything around that we are used to, right? Especially for those of you that have like a slice of toast and a coffee for breakfast, and then you might have a wrap for lunch and a Kit Kat bar in the afternoon. right? And then you get home and you're famished and you're like, you're going to have a small bowl of pasta and it ends up like 3 helpings of it, right? Because that's what we're used to. We're used to having these big dinner meals. So it's completely flipping it on its head and making sure that that last meal of the day is your smallest meal. And then again, find someone to hold you accountable if you can't do it yourself. That's a big one. That's a big one. And I'm not saying hire a personal trainer. Hey, if you want to, you know where I am. But that's not what I'm saying. It's find somebody. It could be a friend. It could be your partner. Be careful. I do recommend not always using your partner. It's almost a little too close to home that, if you have somebody who's like, are you really going to eat that? Back away. If you're going to say that to your partner, please back away. Don't actually say that. Please don't say it. But when it's a little close, too close for comfort there, you want to be careful about who you ask to hold you accountable. And the biggest thing I recommend you not do is find somebody who gives up on things as easy as you do. I've done this a couple of times where I've had accountability partners or I know people that do, and you're just dying for the other person to say, I don't think I want to do that tonight. And you're like, yes, because I don't want to do it either, right? Tell me who's done it. I would love to hear who has done that, right? You just waiting. You just want the other person to say that they don't want to do it so you don't have to do it either. So please be careful. Make sure you actually find somebody who will push you on the times when you don't want to do it, because that's what an accountability partner is for, okay? All right. Here is okay, I've got to shift my body a little bit. I don't sit still for very long, so I'm always having to move around. I have to be careful because my laptop is on my desk and I move so much that I move my desk around. So I think I'm still in the screen. So here was now this is not every single day. Oh my goodness, please don't think I do this every single day. Back in 2018, and then most particularly the beginning of 2019, I really started to nail this. And I did not have my first treat until probably around 4 weeks in. All right. I would have, higher calorie days, but no real junk food because I know my body and I know my mind. And it really takes me that long. I know some of us, we start a program and it's like the first week is like, boom, whole bunch of weight comes off. And then you kind of plateau after that. And that can be really frustrating. There's those people like me where we kind of work and we work and we work and we work and nothing changes, and you're doing week after week. And that can be really frustrating because you feel like you're doing all this stuff and nothing's changing. And then all of a sudden it kicks in. It's almost like your body goes, oh, okay, I understand now. Okay, we can do this. And then changes start happening. And I'm in that group and it took me a while to figure that out. And so that's why I go, okay, I'm doing the first month and I'm not cheating. I'm not taking any treats. I'm not cheating at all on this. So, so just know that though, that this was my real routine when I just saw a typo on my page. Oh, it happens every time, no matter how much I proofread. I always see a typo once I actually start presenting. I do my best editing after I hit send, just so you know. So this was my routine. Organize everything the night before. I knew what I was going to eat. And I mean, it may not have been absolutely like, I'm going to eat this much and this, but I knew I had the food ready. I knew the food was there. I knew what I was going to have. If I was leaving to go somewhere, I knew I had to take it with me, and I made sure of that. Everything was organized. My clothes was laid out by the side of my bed. My sneakers were there. And every morning I do recommend get up, put your sneakers on to tie up your laces as soon as you get up. It is amazing when you have your sneakers on going around the house, how much faster you move and how much more productive you are. I don't know what the logic is behind that. I don't know the psychology behind that. If you're somebody that understands that, please let me know. But I promise you it works. Try it someday. Get up, put your sneakers on, tie them up, tie those laces up, and get moving. And just watch it how much more productive you are. It's kind of freaky. I did wake up early. Now, this is stupid for some people. 4:30 to 4:45. There were some mornings I woke up at 4:15, but this is what I had to do because I know me and I know that if I don't get my workout done, at least something done before I start my day, there's chances are that I won't get done because something's going to come up, whether it's clients, whether it's my children, whether it's my family, whether it's whatever it might happen to be, something's going to come up. So for me, because my first client is 5:30 in the morning, yes, I have people that come to me Monday through Friday at 5:30. So there are people out there that do that. And so for me, in order to get that done, I had to get up and do my workout before my first client. Okay, so that just meant 4:30 for me. That might mean 5:30 or 6 o'clock for you, but you need to take a serious look. I've had people say, well, no, I don't want to get up because I'm already getting up at 7, or I'm already getting up at 6, or I'm already getting up at 5:30. Is your goal important to you? If it is, go to bed a little bit earlier in the evening. Get up a little bit earlier. Yes, I go to bed early. Okay. 20 to 30 minutes of steady pack. That should be steady pace. There's my typo. Steady pace, cardio or intervals in a fasted state. So I don't eat when I first get up in the morning. I am still in my fasted state, and I will talk about that as well, about fasting. If anybody has any questions about intermittent fasting, I can answer some. I'm not an expert in intermittent fasting, or usually what goes hand in hand is ketogenic. I can talk to you a little bit about theory and some of the rules around some of it, but I am not an expert by no means, but I'm happy to talk to you about it. I do believe that our body needs to fast overnight. That is how our body naturally detoxes. You don't need to do detoxes. Your body naturally does that, but it needs to be, your digestive system needs to have done its job, and you need to be in that fasted state in order for your body to really detox and cleanse. So when I get up and I do that little bit of cardio in the morning, a steady pace or some intervals, nothing too crazy strenuous where I need tons and tons of energy. If I do, then I will have something to eat just to get me through a more strength training workout. So the steady pace or the intervals, walking on the treadmill, that sort of thing, that's what I'll do first thing in the morning. I do drink my first liter of water and my coffee during my workout. It was really funny when I went looking for a new treadmill. They were trying to show me all the bells and whistles. I'm like, I need 2 cup holders. That was the only requirement that I needed. 2 cup holders, one for my water, one for my coffee. And so I do drink that. A black coffee, for those of you that don't know, with intermittent fasting, if you're interested in that, a black coffee does not break your fast. Okay, so black coffee is perfectly okay. When I first learned that, I went, yay, that's so wonderful. So I do get my first liter done, though, first thing in the morning. Before I see my first client in the morning, usually I'm done my first liter of water, or at least my first bottle, which is about 700 milliliters. Then I have breakfast. My breakfast always contains protein, vegetables or fruit, healthy fat, and that's after about 14 hours. And that's not as difficult as it seems. So I finish eating probably around 5:30 in the evening, and then I don't eat again until 7:30, 8 o'clock the next morning. It's just that simple. You don't have to go all day long. I know a lot of intermittent fasters, they do some ridiculous times. And you know what? If you're one of those people, I'm not against that. It's just I need fuel. I know the way my body and brain works, and I know when I need to fuel it and what I need to fuel it for. And it's not just physically, but mentally as well. I eat protein and produce every 2.5, 3 hours. So that's very, very important. It keeps my metabolism going. It keeps my blood sugar level. I don't crash. I don't have these spikes and crashes, because generally when you do that, the first thing you're going to want to go for when you crash is sugar or a simple carbohydrate, so that you get that quick shot of glucose, right? That's what your body's going to be looking for, and that's why you usually go for that. So, but when you're eating protein and produce every 2.5, 3 hours, you wake up. I do, a couple of things in my fasted state. Then I have my really healthy breakfast. It brings everything up, and then it keeps me kind of burning all day long. I try to keep it pretty even keel throughout the whole day. Spikes and crashes are horrible for me. I do get hangry. I do get very grumpy. I'm just not a very nice person to be around when I'm hungry. So you want me fed. So just a heads up, clients, you want me fed. You don't want me training you when I'm hungry. I have my 2 liters of water gone by noon. Absolutely. A lot of times it's before that, especially if I've done extra exercise. Now that I am fortunate because I do work from home, I do like taking a little mini nap because I get up so early, if possible, before the kiddos get home from school. And sometimes it's only 20 minutes. Now, before you say anything, because you work in an office all day long, I used to take like a 10-minute, 15-minute, just put my head down on my desk for 15 minutes on my lunch hour when I was working. Sometimes I would set an alarm. Just in case. But a little cat nap during the day. I mean, obviously, if you have a job where that's completely out of the question, I don't suggest taking a nap. If you have a very demanding job where you need to be awake, I don't suggest that. But if you are able to, and it doesn't even have to be a nap, sometimes it's just a rest. especially in the summertime or when it's nice out, just get outside and sit on a bench for 15 minutes, close your eyes, get a little bit of sunshine and go back to work. Even something like that can be rejuvenating enough. I have my 3rd liter of water gone by 3 p.m. New for me since I have started teaching a lot of these virtual classes, because when I teach a virtual class, I have to actually do the class, where before I was teaching classes, I did a lot of walking around the room, helping people, adjusting, that sort of thing. So I didn't do as many classes. So normally what I used to do is I would do my heavier strength training workout or a HIIT workout in the morning, sometimes in between clients or after clients. Not during my fasted, cardio, but sometimes in the morning. But now I'm doing it more in the evenings because I'm teaching classes in the evenings. Saturday and Sunday, it's still morning. So it varies for me. But I do try to do another heavier style workout a little bit later in the day. So it's just short in the morning if that's all I have time for. And if I haven't eaten, and then a little bit heavier once I've had a little bit of food. Again, nothing too crazy, and none of my workouts are so insane unless I'm doing a 7-hour training. None of them are so insane that I'm in pain forever. But they're pretty significant, especially I've been over the last 7 or 8 months, I've been trying to build muscle. So I've been eating quite a bit more calories. Some of you will be really shocked to hear that right now I'm eating probably close to 2,000 calories a day. So just, that's just, I'm not saying go out and eat 2,000 calories a day, but just because I've been trying to build some muscle, and I'm not really quite at that point yet where I want to kind of, it's called a shred, where you kind of drop, the extra fluid and that sort of thing. So right now I'm just kind of in a building phase where I really wanted to build some muscle. And in order to build significant muscle, you need to eat calories, you need to eat food. So that's where I am right now. Probably over the next coming weeks, I'll probably start a little bit of a shred just to see what those muscles look like, right? What they look like when you lose that little bit of fluid. So that's kind of where I am there. My dinner is always small. And I was a little bit worried, and I didn't even realize this with my daughter, because she would only see me eating my dinner because she was gone during the day. So she didn't see my breakfast. She didn't see my snacks. She didn't see my lunch. And she said to me one night, she's like, "You're not eating very much anymore." And I realized, like, oh my goodness, this is what she thinks I'm eating all the time. Because sometimes if we were having spaghetti, I would have like a garden salad with just the meat sauce. Sometimes I would put the meat sauce over my lettuce or something like that, or I would just have a bowl of meat sauce. And that's all she would see, because I wouldn't have the pasta in that. And I had to take pictures and show her how humongous my breakfast is. And it is a monster breakfast, because I am so hungry by the time I get to my breakfast in the morning. Because remember, I haven't eaten since 5:30. I've been up at 5:30 p.m. I've been up since 4:30. I've done an exercise. I've seen a client. I've got my kids to school. And then I get to eat. It's just like food. So my breakfast is huge. And then I'm eating lots throughout the day, but she sees that small dinner. So I had to be very careful with that. My 4 liters of water is usually gone by dinner. Nothing to eat after dinner. Nothing. I try to make sure I take my vitamins, my supplements, anything like that. I take that with my dinner. And then I get myself all organized, as we talked about before. And then I get to bed to make sure I get a minimum of 7 hours sleep. So I added up. What time do I need to be in bed in order to get 7 hours sleep? Is it 9:30 to be up by 4:30? Is that right? Yes. In my head, I thought it was 9:30. And then I'm like, oh crap, don't tell me I got it wrong. So this is my self-care routine. All right. So again, you don't have to do all this. This is the questions that I get asked. I have a lot of people that ask me, what did I do? And besides the get my head out of my ass, these are some of the things I did. Okay. So now this is your chance now. If you have any questions for me, now is the time that I would really love for you to ask me some questions on anything that I have here. Aline is saying her workout clothes are ready for tomorrow a.m. Yay! That's wonderful. I typically do your classes in a fasted state, the recording in the morning. Would you consider them too strenuous to do in a fasted state? I don't know. Are they? Vicki, you know that more than anyone. How do you feel when you're doing the workouts? If you feel lightheaded, if you feel dizzy, If you feel like you just don't have the energy to lift up another dumbbell, then you probably need to have a little something to eat beforehand. If you feel like you're going through those workouts and you're really working hard and you're pushing hard and you feel good and you're in a fasted state, maybe that works for you. I will tell you personally, because I'm teaching and I have to kind of keep my mind going, and you guys know I'm talking while I'm exercising. I don't know how I do it as like an adrenaline thing. But I do need a little bit. Sometimes what I'll even do about 15 minutes before I teach class is I'll have just a couple of pitted dates with a spoonful of peanut butter. That just seems to be enough for me. And this is my body. This is not your body. You know your body better than anyone. That's just something that works for me, where I just have that little bit, because I do find if I don't eat, by the time I'm doing the cool down, my stomach is like growling and I'm hungry and I'm getting like, okay, I'm getting really hungry now. And I never want to faint on anybody. That just is not good for business when I faint on my participants. So I do try to get a little bit of something. But Vicky, you know more than anyone that of what you want to do. Melanie saying, should we rethink goals so they are not scale based? Loaded question. Please get rid of the scale. People ask, like, I'll tell you that I lost 50 pounds, but to me, the poundage was not that important. I've gained probably about 7 of it back, but I am in smaller clothes. For example, I am about 140 pounds right now. I've been 140 pounds and now I'm wearing a size 4-6. I've been 140 pounds wearing a 12-14. All right. So maybe put that in perspective for you. So even though I talk about, because that's what people hear, right? I say, yes, I lost this much weight. But when you are setting goals, get rid of a goal weight. Find some goal outfits. Find, some real things that mean something to you. I want to be happy with the way I look in a photograph. I want to be pleased with that. I want to fit into this outfit of clothes that I have. I want to just feel better in my clothes. That is more important than anything scale will ever tell you. Absolutely anything. Ask some of my clients. I've actually stolen scales from my clients if they get too obsessed. And that's the problem. The scale itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's the fact that we let it dictate our happiness. We wake up in the morning. Has anybody ever done this? Tell me. Put in the comments if you've ever done this. Say, yes, I've done that. If you've ever gotten up in the morning and you actually feel pretty good, you're like, oh, I'm feeling good, and I have energy, and I think I'm feeling a little bit slimmer. I'm feeling really good. And then you stood on the scale thinking I've lost weight, and you stood on the scale and you've like gained a half a pound, or you haven't lost anything, and your whole mood shifts. You go, what the hell? This sucks. Nothing's working. Wait a minute. 30 seconds before you stood on that scale, you were feeling fantastic. So that's when I get frustrated, and that's when I try to get people to get off the scale, to not stand on the scale at all, to tuck it away, to give it to a friend, to throw it in the garbage, to smash it with a sledgehammer, right? If you allow the scale to dictate your happiness and to dictate whether you feel successful or not, then you need to get rid of it. Because I can name off a dozen things like that would change the number on the scale, but has absolutely nothing to do with the amount of body fat that you have, especially for women. Right? Menstrual cycles, perimenopause, hormones, how much salt we ate. Did we eat too much? Did we eat too little? Did we have enough water? Not enough water? Did we exercise so our muscles are inflamed? Guess what happens when there's inflammation? There's fluid. There's so how much sleep did you get? Were you flying? Were you traveling? Just all of these things it can change what it says on the scale. Did you poop today? That can change. But sorry, I had to go there. Right? That can change. Are you constipated? That might change what's on the scale. None of that has anything to do with the amount of work you've been doing, how successful you're being, how much body fat you're losing. None of it. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Thank you. Melanie, it can drive me to tears, right? Okay, if your scale is driving you to tears, I will lend you my sledgehammer and we will beat it up together. Find a piece of clothing that you would like to fit into. Nothing that's too crazy, nothing that's like 6 sizes smaller, right? Go small, take the small step. So find something that's maybe a size or two too small for you, or just that's snug when you put it on, you're like, ugh, I don't feel good when I wear this. And then every couple of weeks, try it on. That is going to give you much better indication than the scale ever will, ever. Okay. Yes. What the hell is right? Yeah, exactly. All right. Steps to take when your goals aren't important anymore. What do you think? Did you think that was the right name for it? It's still kind of harsh, isn't it? So please remember that though, when you feel like you want to give up, when you feel like you don't want to exercise, when you feel like you want to just eat the junk food, you know, ask yourself, not are my goals no longer important to me? Say, why are my goals no longer important to me right now? And see what your knee-jerk reaction is. See what your gut is telling you. Okay? That's awesome, Melanie. We're smashing her scale. All right, so this is just a little bit about me, and then I'm going to do the draw. So I have to make sure that I am putting some names in here. So I do offer private training, in person and virtual. At the moment, I did have a full slate of personal training clients. I had a waiting list. I have 2 spots that are opening up. One is opening up next Tuesday. That is Tuesdays at 8 a.m. So that's in person or virtual, in person here in Fall River or virtual. And then on the 16th of March, I have Tuesday at 5:30 a.m. opening up. If anybody wants the early morning, I'm there. So those 2 are opening up in March. As for other times, evenings, that sort of thing, they are all still booked up. I do have a waiting list for those slots, though, if anybody wants it. I do have an Inspire membership, and this is something that I've been offering a lot because I am full with personal training clients. The Inspire membership pretty much gives you absolutely everything I have to offer, short of having me for that one-on-one training. Okay, so that gives you unlimited access to my fitness classes. It gives you unlimited access to any of my online programs. It gives you the accountability where you submit a food and activity journal to me every single day, or every single day, every single week. Please don't send it to me every day, every single week. And then you get a monthly phone or Zoom call with me. So that is the Inspire membership. That is $115 per month. That's including taxes. And the special is, and I'm going to give you the link here just on the next page. If you sign up before this Friday, February 26th at 11:59 p.m., your first week is free. Okay. And that includes your Inspire membership gives you access to the Ignite 28 program that I have starting up on March 1st, which is kind of like 4 weeks. We go in, we go hard, we dig in, we do what we have to do. We make some significant changes, and the changes have been amazing that you'll see in only 4 weeks. It's absolutely amazing. Okay. And then online programs and accountability, I have that. And of course, I do speaking engagements. The Inspire gives you the biggest bang for your buck. Everything I have to offer, short of hiring me as a trainer, as I said, unlimited everything. And if you go to www.journeytowellness.ca/inspirer, then you will get access to that free week. So it's the first week is free. And then at the end of that week, then you will get automatically charged the $115. And then you just get charged monthly. I never, ever, ever ask anybody to lock in. Nobody is ever locked in. And yeah, you'll get the free. Sorry, I was looking here because I have to do the draw, and I wanted to make sure that I had everything that I needed. So you'll get the first week free. You're never ever locked in. You can cancel at any time, and it gives you access to all of my fitness classes and my programs, including the Ignite that's starting up on March 1st. If you are interested in the Ignite program, it's journeytowellness.ca/ignite28. Or just go to journeytowellness.ca and you'll see it across the top. But this Inspire link, that is only available until Friday at midnight. Okay, so the draw. Okay, so I was trying to figure out how to do this, and I'm like, okay, so you have to comment. Okay, and I'm going to do it by, somebody said they really enjoyed Ignite. Yeah, Donna said she really enjoyed Ignite. So I was thinking, do I put everybody's name into a draw? And I'm like, okay, how do I do that? Because I can't talk and present and do this at the same time. So I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I have all of the comments here, and I'm going to close my eyes. I'm super technical. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm just going to pick one. Okay, and let's hope I don't screw it up and change my screen and that sort of thing. So I'm going to do that draw. And just as I mentioned, if you win the membership and you don't want it, or you already have one, or you already maybe are an Inspire member or something like that, and you don't need the unlimited classes, you are more than welcome to give it to a friend. Okay. So I am going to, if anybody wants to take a quick snap of that page there, they can take that. That's my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube channel. I am putting up the recording of this is going to be on my YouTube channel. I do workouts. I put free workouts up on my YouTube channel, little Q&As or little information sessions. I'll put that up there. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get that growing so I can reach as many people as possible. And of course, my website, that's where you can find all the information and sign up for my programs. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing there and let's see if I can go back. Yes? Okay. So I want to just do this without really, I'm terrified that I am going to like press a wrong screen and who knows what's going to come up. So I can't even really look. Okay, here, look, because I can't see. I can't see because I'm blind. I can't see what I'm doing. So right there. Jackie Hartley. Jackie. I can't put it in front of the camera. Do you see that? Jackie Hartley is watching. Now, I need you to comment though. I need to know you're here. So as I said, you had to be here, you had to be present in order to win. So Jackie, if you are here, can you please comment? If not, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again until we get a winner. So let's wait like 20 seconds. Let's hope Jackie is on. I really, really hope she is. And I'll just start. Okay, questions. If anybody has any questions, let me know. Please, 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 please tell me. Questions? Maybe she's not here anymore. We did have a couple of people that kind of, everybody drops off, right? When we're getting towards the end and I start talking about business stuff. That's why I try to keep that super short because people tend to drop off. Jackie, are you here? Waiting, waiting, waiting. Bear with me. All right, do I have to do it again? Okay. I'm going to do it again. I don't see her commenting. All right, let's try again. Going up and down. I'm just checking to make sure she hasn't commented. All right, let's try this again. Here we go. Would you be willing to share the slides as a PDF or something that could be printed? Yeah, I don't see why not. I can do a couple of that. Okay, here we go. Watch now, it's her. Carol-Ann Robert. Are you here? Are you here, Carol-Ann? Please tell me you're here. This could take us a long time if everybody disappeared on me. Carol-Ann, are you here? Please tell me you're here. You know what I might have to do? I might have to go, because some of this is, it just says people are watching. I may have to pick somebody who's actually made a comment. All right. Okay. Let's do this one more time. Let's see if Carol-Ann, because it's coming up. I want to see if she's still watching. I can tell, right? Because I can see my closed captioning. I can see when it's coming up. Carol-Ann, just give me a yes if you're here. This is my last time. I'm going to do this one. All right, here we go. Let's try one more. You ready? Okay, the closest comment. Allison DeVoe. DeVoe? Are you here? Life of Nye is saying, I'm here, but I can't see any comments. I can see them. Allison, are you here? Oh, come on, guys. You all took off. You got all your information you wanted and you took off. Okay. All right. Da, 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 da. Oh, that's because it hasn't come up yet. I hate the delay. I gotta say, I really don't like the delay at all. Anybody? Allison? Allison? The delay is really frustrating, I know. I really wanted to give this to somebody who was present. Tara's laughing. I don't know what Tara's laughing at. She's like, where is everybody? All right. Breaking my heart. Breaking my heart. Here we go. Well, last time. Somebody tell me. You gotta be here. Allison, someone else said, this is entertaining. I know, Aline, right? This is very entertaining. Vicky, is that what it says? Vicky, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Everybody's like, I'm here. Give it to me. God damn it. I'm here. Vicky's here. Look. She just said, I am here. Vicky, oh, thank heavens. There we go. All right. We got this. No, that was a different Allison. Jean, my mom was watching. That was a different Allison. That wasn't the same Allison. She said this Allison is here, but it wasn't the Allison that I drew originally. So I hope Jackie and Allison and who else was it? They see this afterwards and they kick themselves in the butt for not being here till the end. But Vicky won. Okay, you got a free class membership to use for yourself, or you can give that to a friend. Oh my goodness, that was frigging painful. All right, if nobody else has any other questions, I am going to sign off because I think I just wasted 5 minutes doing a draw. Please remember, if you are interested in signing up for the Inspire membership, if you want the classes, the accountability, chatting with me, having me present, whatever you need, access to all of my online programs, it's $115 a month. If you sign up before midnight on this Friday night, using the link, the /Inspire, use that link, you're going to get a free week. And that's it. So that's all I have for tonight. Ignite 28 starts up on Monday, March 1st. We are going to have an awesome March. It's going to be fabulous. I can't wait to see everybody there. Thank you. All of you popping up saying thank you. I appreciate you all so much. I hope that you were able to get a little bit from this. I hope that some of these tips are going to be helpful for you. I'm glad that I was able to amuse some of you while I sit here waiting for people. And I love you all. Have an amazing evening. And hopefully I will see some of you in class tomorrow night. Strength Circuits, Thursday night. We'll see you then. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.